Happy Saturday, friends. Welcome to Self-Trust Saturday. I am so honored to be here, and I wanted to start off our first practice today. Hi, friends. Hi. By talking a little bit about what self-trust is. And I really like simple, practical definitions of things. And to me, self-trust is the verb of embodiment. It's leaning into things that feel good and are good for you over and over and over until you experience self-created freedom. And that's the miracle, right? Because you realize no one gives you this gift of self-trust but you. And it's such a deepening experience of self. And for me, it has been the cornerstone of my current kind of journey over the past 3 years of coming into a place of real embodiment. Like my thoughts, my words, my actions are all lining up together. And it feels amazing. And so that's why I wanted to create these self-trust Saturdays in the summer, because I really feel it's so important that we can't even lean into the kind of progress and the potentialities that we want for ourselves if we don't listen to ourselves, if we don't trust ourselves, if we don't show up for ourselves. And so this summer series of practices here on Saturdays is going to be this kind of umbrella of ways in which you can practice self-trust. And today I wanted to just take us right into the deep end because, well, let me start off with this. Self-trust is something that we all innately have. It's there. You know, you watch kids and they are not disconnected from themselves. They play with what they want to play with. They tell you exactly what they want and what they want to say. And they will drop something if they don't want to play with it. And they will kick and scream if they do not get what they want the way that they ask for. And so what happens to us as we get older is we just become more and more disconnected from the sense of playful, childlike trust within ourselves, within our bodies, within our hearts, within our intuition, within our imaginations, and we start seeking approval and acceptance from things outside of ourselves, right? It's just part of this conditioning of growing up as a human. And so the self-trust is about reconnecting to that childlike sense of trust within us. And that's what I wanted to start to work into our practice today. And we can't really go into this place, this deeper sense of self-trust, this well of this original childlike playful trust, unless we start listening to our bodies. That's really the first step of embodiment too, right? We have to listen. How can we know even what we want or what feels good if we aren't listening to our bodies? And I like to say that our bodies are this cosmic computer of knowing. And so when we tap into the wisdom of our bodies, we start to get this roller coaster ride directly into places within ourselves that already have the knowing, that have been with us our entire lives, and we're just reconnecting. So wherever you are, dear friends, I want you to just get a little cozy, a little comfortable with me. I'm sitting cross-legged here on the couch. It feels great to me. You can sit in a chair, relax in your car, wherever you are. And I want you just to take a nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just take a moment, look around in your surroundings. Look at wherever you're at and just notice, okay, I'm here. We're just going to work ourselves from the outside into our bodies today. We're in this space wherever we are, and now we're going to start guiding our attention into our bodies. I feel this is easier if you close your eyes. I'm going to do a really simple body scan. I love this practice I teach it to kids and adults of all ages, and I think it's one of the easiest, most accessible ways to drop into our body and start listening to our bodies, okay? So I want you to just go ahead and close your eyes. You're comfortable in your environment. And I want you to bring your attention to the top of your head. And almost like an egg, we're just gonna crack our attention, our focus, our noticing, and it's gonna drip down into our inner space, this unknown dark inner space inside of our body. And I want you to notice this space in your head. Just notice the space, and what we're going to notice is sensation. What I mean by sensation, it can be so many things. It's all welcome: lightness, heaviness, tingles, a feeling of movement, stillness, aches, pains, whatever it is. I want you just to notice it inside your inner space. We're going to put our attention on our body one part at a time and scan our attention through our whole body, okay? But starting in our head. And now we're going to guide our attention in this gorgeous body to our face. I want you to notice your forehead and your eyebrows and your eyes and your cheeks and your nose and your mouth and your tongue and your jaw. And you can even open that jaw, relax that jaw. And what our attention does, our focus, our noticing, it starts to soften wherever we put our attention. Okay, so now we're going to guide this attention down our gorgeous necks, down our backs. And I want you to start noticing your back. Your whole spine, from the base of your head all the way to your sit bones, the very base of your spine, all those gorgeous vertebrae and all the muscles attached to them in your whole back. And we're just going to simply notice. Now we're going to bring that attention around the front. And we're going to guide our attention down our shoulders, into our arms, all the way to our fingertips. I like to sit with my palms facing up when I do this noticing. It's a nice open position. And if thoughts or other things and distractions are taking you away, that's okay. Just simply notice and then bring your attention back to your body. This is so important, this practice of bringing our attention back for us, right here, right now. Now we're going to guide our attention in this space between our neck and our lower bellies. This feeling space, holy moly, energy in motion. Emotion is where we can most acutely feel the sensations of emotion in our body, this space right here. So I want you to close your eyes and notice this space. This is where heaven and earth meet in our bodies. And we're going to go more deeply into our heart center in a little bit. But for right now, notice this whole space. Notice your belly, the space above and below your belly button. Notice your seat of creation, your sex organs, your really, really lower areas in your body, your lower chakras. This is what I am talking about in here too. Your main emotional centers here where you experience your chakras. Here, this space, the lower ones, on into your heart. And just notice what you feel, any sensation. And now we're going to bring our attention down into our hips, down into our gorgeous legs, all the way to our feet and our toes. And if your feet are on the ground, really feel your feet connecting to the ground. Let the ground take the weight of your feet. Notice your whole feet on the ground. And now, dear friends, I'm going to count back from 10. I want you on your own time in this space to go from the top of your head to the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes, scanning like a laser. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Okay? Your whole body, and just simply noticing your whole body. I'm going to count back from 10. Here we go, starting at the top of your head to the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. And if there's a place where you feel discomfort or contraction, good that you noticed it, and just take a nice little breath into that space. I welcome you to do that as well. All right, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just do a little inventory, a little check-in. How does your body feel now compared to when we first started just this very simple body scan? Do you have more information about your body? Are you more attuned to sensation? Did your mind go more quiet? Do you have lots of distracting thoughts and you got to see what those distracting thoughts were? Do you feel more relaxed? Do you feel more open and receptive? All of these things, it's all information to glean from really simple awareness, observation of self. Awareness is our superpower, and I could talk about that all day, but we're going to keep going with our gorgeous awareness, our focus, our attention, so that we can listen to this body, so that we can start to experience within ourselves this light, this self-trust that's already there, and we're just going to simply reconnect to it, okay? So, with our attention, we're going to go right here into our heart center. Here's a really fun, simple way to find your heart center. Make the number 1, put it at the base of your neck, right here in this little spot in between your 2 little clavicle bones. Follow your finger down to where it attaches to your own hand, and right there on your chest, deep inside your body, is your heart center. And we're going to go ahead, I invite you to tap on this space really gently, almost like you're knocking at the door. We're working from the outside in into our gorgeous heart center. And this also stimulates your thymus gland. It's really great for your immune system. This is a great one to teach to children as well, just so that they feel calm and connected to their bodies. But really, we're just knocking at the door of our heart center. You can tap here. You can keep tapping or stop, whatever feels comfortable to you, but all kinds of sensations can come up when you start to really go deeper into your heart center. So just allow them to be there. Allow any sensations to be there and just simply notice them. All right, dear sweet cosmic computer of a body, we are going to go into our heart center. I'm going to stop tapping. I'm going to keep my attention right here, deep inside my chest. And what we're going to do right now is we are going to invite the light of our own spirit in our heart to come forth. Okay? So you can repeat after me. You can say it out loud, or you can simply say it in your mind and affirm it here in your heart. And we say, I invite the light of my own spirit to come forth. And just simply see what you experience. Keep your attention deep inside your chest. And welcome that spirit deep inside of you. Your own light. Your own stream of star stuff that you are. if you need a little more encouragement for that light to come forth and feel it, you can even imagine it as a beautiful, bright light, as bright as the sun, but it's not going to burn you. It's just going to warm you deeply and allow it to come forth right here. And we're going to allow ourselves to then start radiating that outward. We're going to let it slowly fill our entire body. We're going to let it spread across our chest, down our arms, into our fingertips. We're going to let it go into our back, filling our whole back, from the base of our neck to the base of our sit bones, our whole beautiful back. We're going to let it travel all this space, and the space between our neck and our lower belly. Let it fill this whole space all the way to the root of your body, in your seat of creation. We're going to let that light spread down into our hips. You can even move a moment. Let it move in those gorgeous hips. And down into your legs, all the way to your feet. And when you really feel that that whole space, each space we've just connected to, is filled with this radiance from within you, this light, we're going to let it go up our neck, into our face, filling the top of our head, this whole space where your beautiful brain is. Let it touch that space. Your whole body right now is this light bulb that's radiant from within. And right here, I want you just to rest in this, rest in the trust of this. We're going to take a couple of nice deep breaths. I like to go in through my nose, out through my mouth, in through my nose, out through my mouth. And just simply rest in who this light is and how it makes your body feel. And we're going to let that light expand now. We're going to let it expand all around our body. We're going to start going into our auric field. This bubble that we all have around us of our personal space. Let it fill that space. Now let it radiate outward to almost 20, 30 feet around you. Almost like you now have a dome. You now your own little city of your own radiance. And as we sit and trust and rest in this radiance that is coming from deep within our hearts, we can affirm to ourselves in this space. We can affirm in our hearts what we're experiencing is us, is our own spirit, our own infinite, joyful, loving, peaceful spirit. So I welcome you to affirm within your own heart. What I mean by that is we can put our attention in this space, the epicenter of our radiance, right here in our heart. And we can say something to ourselves in this space. And when we affirm something, we're saying, I am this. I am aligning with this. And anything that is not this, may it be purified. May I let go of it. May I move through it. That's what we're doing when we're affirming something in our heart. So go ahead, put your attention deep inside your chest and affirm for yourself, in your mind or out loud. I am safe to trust myself. I am supported by God, Source, the universe, when I trust myself. I am fulfilling my highest destiny and my highest good when I trust myself. And just simply notice how you feel after you say this. How does it feel in your heart? Some days for me it feels like this warm chocolate chip cookie in my chest. Some days it feels like I'm sitting in the middle of the sun and I'm getting torched. Whatever is happening, welcome it. It's as it should be for you in this now moment. I'm feeling one more affirmation to come through right now. And that is, I trust myself more deeply the more I trust myself. Yes. And in this space, we're going to thank our hearts right now. Thank you so much, heart. Thank you so much, light of my own spirit. Thank you for holding me. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for helping me trust you more and more. Now I'm going to count back from 10, friends. And what we're going to do is just slowly, this space that we feel in our heart right now, we're just going to bring it to our awareness. We're going to bring it to our senses as I count back from 10. Okay? We're going to take nice breaths. We're going to feel our bodies. And then we're going to come back into our space. Okay? So I'm going to count back from 10. Breathe, feel your body, and come back to your space. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well, friends, that was 25 whole minutes together we just did. Hello, gorgeous friends. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm just going to take this last 5 minutes. I'm going to stay here till 10:30 today. And if there's anything that you'd like to say about how you experienced this today, or have any questions or reflections, I'm here. You can send a little comment. We can chat about it. I'll give you a moment if you want to share. And if you don't, that's okay. I'm just going to talk to you about what we're going to do next week as well on Self-Trust Saturday. So I personally love going right into the body, listening to the body, into the heart center. I can't say enough about the heart center. I had a podcast that I did on it called Open Heart Health. It's really the center where magic happens. And so to work in that space is so important, and it's really important for self-trust. But next week, we're going to go internal again, and we're going to go into our seat of creation, our really, really deep within our body, our energetic womb that both men and women have. Okay? And that's the space we're going to connect to in this self-practice. And I also have a little mental exercise for next week. We're going to ask ourselves some questions, because a huge part of self-trust is showing up and making small promises to yourself and keeping them. And so I just have this really simple little framework that we can use to make intentional small promises to ourselves in different walks and aspects of our life, and then show up for them. And that really builds self-trust as well, because you're saying, I can show up for myself. I can be there for myself. I can hold myself. I can say, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show up. So it's more of a mental exploration next week, and also kind of your inner masculine showing up for yourself too. Oh, friends, that's what we're going to do next week. Thank you so much for joining me here on Self-Trust Saturday. I hope you go into your day feeling luscious and more self-trust. And if you have emotions come up during the day, or if you feel, little glimmers of things that might feel a little different after doing a practice like this, I would love to hear it. I would love to. So you can send me a message. You can comment on this. I'm going to put this post up. It'll be up for replay. You can comment there. And I send you all so much love. Self-trust is how we have discernment in this life. It's how we really, really carve our own path and own our own path. It's, like I said, the verb of embodiment. I'm going to go more deeply into what that is over these series of Saturdays I'm doing. Oh, and I'm also going to post this on YouTube as well. So if you want to come back to this practice, it will be here on my Instagram and it will be on my YouTube. Both are at Ash Creator Being. All right, dear friends. Oh, and if you want more self-trust content, I have my free offering on my website. You just click the little button on the homepage. It says Trust Falling 101. And that's 3 days to deeper self-trust, and you can practice with me there too for free. So sending you all so much love and a luscious day and week of self-trust. Bye, guys.